In this video, we're gonna see why all men cheat and what can you do about it. So stay tuned to the end of the video because we're gonna start argumenting and seeing and checking all those reasons that actually could bring a man to cheating phase, to the cheating phase. Now, probably the cheating phase is not the best for you. Probably you don't like that. You don't like a man cheating on you, of course. That would be so sick, wouldn't it? But that's something that could happen. So as far as I've been coaching a lot of women in Italy, since I'm a dating coach, Italian dating coach for women, but also for men, I had a lot of women telling me about, men cheating. And the main reason I can actually tell you because men cheat is because they need diversification, and also because your relationship gets into some kind of a pond and it doesn't evolve at all. So also the relationship is not that it's supposed to be evolving too much, but it's supposed to be moving. So as far as I've heard my clients, the main issue is that first thing, men really like other women on a physical level, so they like the aesthetics, and that's where they go. They just go for that. Okay, so they see a beautiful woman and then just go for that. Okay, they don't care. I mean they would go there if they could, and they weren't engaged. They weren't engaged or married or whatever it is. But so that's the main drive men have. But that can be controlled. They can control that. They can try to fix themselves, and try not to go too far with that. But there's one main issue. The issue is that if a man has something that actually pushes him away from the relationship, that will be so bad, and that will increase the chance that your man will be cheating on you. So what I mean by that is that, you see, on a base level, men want to fuck with other women. So that's standard. That's super standard. They all want to do that. I've heard all my clients tell me about that, and all my clients, they know it works like that. I've always told them. But if you behave in a shitty way and the relationship becomes too obvious for you, then that's gonna destroy the whole thing for you. Let me explain in a better way. Say, for example, he starts thinking that you're guaranteed, Okay, so he starts thinking that you are so obvious. He knows you're gonna be there. He knows you're waiting for him. You're doing everything for him. You're doing every single fucking thing for him. So you're always available, always texting him, always never creating a single piece of drama. That's being guaranteed. If you're guaranteed for a man, then you're fucked. I mean, you're not gonna have any chance to keep the relationship alive. So in order to keep the relationship alive, you have to mix it up. Now, what I like to do in order to avoid men cheating on you is that I really like and really enjoy giving advice on using a ratio. Now, what is a ratio? I will be explaining you this so you can actually avoid not knowing what to do. A ratio is a balance or unbalance between what you will be doing and what you will not be doing. Okay, or two different ways to behave. Like, for example, you could be a little bit of a toxic in some situations and not toxic at all in other situations. Now, when you use a ratio, you can use a ratio, for example, of 1 to 3. Like, for example, you could be toxic once, only 1 out of 3 times. The other 3 times, you're going to be a good woman, you're going to be fine, you're not going to get mad at him. But there's going to be once in a while that situation where you're going to get mad at him, you're going to start, giving him the cold hand, being a little bit of a cold-hearted woman, trying to get away, not answering his text messages. That's what keeps the relationship alive. Now, I know many people will be saying, hey, but that's a toxic vibe, that's a toxic way to act, to behave. It is not. It is the best way in order to keep a relationship alive. If you don't want to get compliant in a relationship, you have to manage a good ratio. That doesn't mean you have to hate your man. It means you have to keep him on the line. You have to keep him on the hook, okay? You cannot afford not to do that. Otherwise, you're gonna lose him. You're gonna lose him because he goes for another woman, actually attracts him, or because he's bored the fuck out of himself in being in a relationship where there's no drama at all. Now, on the other side, you don't want to unbalance the ratio on the extreme of it, so being too toxic. So that means if you get too toxic in a relationship and you are being some kind of a toxic woman, you know, like trying to control him, trying to erase his own existence and trying to make him think that he should bend to you and things like that, well, that's gonna damage the relationship, and that will be incentivizing him towards other women. So that will be giving him a some kind of a revenge feeling. You know, there's feminine men, because there's masculine and feminine men, and there's feminine men that have a feminine energy. Those type of men, they will be feeling some kind of a sense of revenge, and they will start thinking about going with another woman. So that increases the chance of cheating. Also, in Italy, we have a statistic, and that works also in the US, UK, and all the English-speaking countries. The stats say, in a pretty clear way, they say one simple thing. They say that if your man lives in a big city, the chance he's going to be cheating at you way higher. Now, that's simple because of the volume of population. The higher the volume of the population, the higher the chance that you're going to get cheated on. Now, how can you fix that? You obviously don't want to move on in another city or another town, things like that. But for sure, you want to try to maybe not bring your man into a state of complacency, you know, into a pond mode, you know, the pond mode where the frog is there, it's standing like this, and it's just saying, oh, I'm not gonna do jack shit. Well, it doesn't have to be like that. It should be some kind of a way where you are actually creating a constant drama with the right balancing, the right ratio. The ratio gives you exactly what you have to do and tells you exactly when to do it. Like, for example, it could be 1 week where you're toxic and 2 weeks where you're super kind, a super sweet woman. Or 1 day where you're toxic and 4 days where you're super kind, a sweet woman. That's the right ratio. That's going to keep it on the line. That's going to keep it on the hook. That's the right way to make a man fall in love with you and do not end up with the cheating. Okay? I'll see you in the next. Please subscribe to the channel. This is Federico, your love coach, social dynamics expert, Italian dating coach. I'll see you in the next.